Welcome to Veganize It. We're gonna be making tuna sushi, but instead of using tuna, we're gonna use Roma tomatoes. First, we need to start making our rice. We're actually gonna use short grain brown rice instead of white rice so that we can get a little bit of extra fiber. This is gonna take about 45 minutes to cook.
Sushi can be an expensive night out, so making your own saves you some money right off the bat. As it turns out, our vegan sushi costs just as much as traditional sushi to make at home. The reason for this is because we're using so many flavorful ingredients like seaweed, scallion, and ginger to brine our tomatoes. Ultimately, our recipe cost $3.67 for a serving size of 4 pieces, while a serving of homemade tuna sushi costs $3.50.
So next we need to make our tomato sushi, and in order to do that, we need to blanch our Roma tomatoes. We're gonna core and score. And in order to do that, we're just gonna slip the knife right around the top, get the core out, just like that. Pull that right off. And then we're also gonna score the bottom with an X. Now you don't wanna cut too far. You're really just doing that so that when it goes into the boiling water, it makes it easy for the skin to peel right off. So how did we make the tomato taste like fish? Using kombu seaweed, which is the same seaweed that gives Japanese dashi broth its amazing umami flavor. And we're also simmering these tomatoes with tamari, scallions, and ginger to give it an extra hit of flavor. So these look just about done. As you can see, the peel is just coming right off. So we're taking these out of the hot water and putting it into ice cold water because we don't actually want to cook the tomato. We just want the skin to come off. So this is going to stop any cooking altogether. So while our tomatoes are cooling down, we're going to reuse our same water and add kombu, which is seaweed, some tamari, or low sodium soy sauce, ginger, and you don't have to peel it because we're not actually eating it, it's just a flavor, and some scallions. And we're just gonna let that cook for about 5 minutes to infuse this broth. So the next step is to peel our tomatoes. The peel should come off pretty easily with a paring knife, as you can see. And because you scored it, you can just start at the top, peel straight down, just taking the skin right off. So we're gonna cut these in half. I'm actually gonna cut it into quarters. And then we're gonna take the seeds out as well, and any of the core that's left behind. And you can kind of already see it kind of coming together, looking a little like tuna here. So these need to go into our marinade and cook for about 5 minutes.
It's time to take a look at the environmental impact of swapping the tuna in a traditional sushi recipe for the tomato in this vegan version. You may not know that eating bluefin and big-eyed tuna, the types most commonly used in sushi and sashimi, is not environmentally friendly. Stocks of these huge fish are severely depleted, and the methods used to catch them endanger all types of other sea creatures, like sea turtles and sharks. By eating a vegetable-based sushi, you don't have to worry about sustainability, and you're doing your part to save the sea turtles.
So our rice is ready. We're gonna spread it onto a parchment-lined tray. We have to season our rice, and so to season it, we're gonna use a little rice vinegar and a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt. And it's really important to do this when the rice is still hot so that the sugar melts in and the salt melts in. We're just gonna keep doing this until the rice is cool and tasty. And all those seasonings are in. So that'll cool for a few minutes. The flatter you lay it, the faster it'll cool. And while we let that cool, let's get our tomatoes out. We want them to be really dry, so we're just gonna lay them onto a paper towel. So after you put them down, make sure you flip them over so they get really dry on both sides. Don't they look like tuna? So now it's time to make our sushi. And because this rice is really sticky, it's really important that you get your hands a little bit wet. So when you grab the rice, it doesn't stick to your hands. Get about 1.5 tablespoons of our sticky rice and then form it into an oval. You want really just about the same size and width as your tomato. Take a tomato slice, put it on top. We take a piece of nori, seaweed, press it around the bottom, just like that, and put it down. Our vegan sushi saves you 22 calories per piece. However, you do lose out on 6 grams of protein, so serve your tomato sushi with some protein-packed edamame. And there you have it, our beautiful vegan sushi. But just the final little touches is we're gonna just decorate them the tiniest bit. We're gonna make a little bit of sriracha mayo, and so we've got our vegan mayo, a little bit of sriracha, just a touch. And we're gonna stir those together, and then we're gonna pipe it on instead of dolloping on, because then it just looks a lot prettier. A little plastic snack baggie. When you put this inside of here, if you go against your finger, you can run it along so you're not like trying to like dollop it in. And then we're just gonna cut the tip off. So now we have our own little baby piping bag. And we're just gonna take the tiniest bit and pipe it on right there in the middle of each one. And the final touch are a little bit of sesame seeds, 1 or 2 pieces green onion. We're gonna have a little wasabi, some pickled ginger, a little soy sauce. That looks great. Okay, let's take our photo. Okay, this looks amazing. Special thanks to our vegan expert, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Veganize It.